felt her hard beak nipping at my ankle, I finally snapped at her. "Miss Millie, you get out of here. I have chores to do. We'll have a nice long heart-to-heart later, I promise." The chicken clucked reproachfully and darted ahead, stopping in her tracks just in the spot where I was about to set my foot down. It was like she wanted me to know that I couldn't get away from her that easily, that I was going to pay her some mind whether I liked it or not. Sometimes that chicken could be impossible, and without even really meaning to, I kicked at her. "Shoo!" Miss Millie jumped aside just before my foot connected, and I felt myself lose my balance as I missed her, stumbling backward with a yelp and landing on my rear end in the grass. I looked down at myself in horror and saw my dress covered in pig slop. My knee was scraped, I had dirt all over my hands, and my slop bucket was upturned at my side. "Millie!" I screeched. "See what you've done? You've ruined everything." I swatted at her again, this time even more angrily than when I'd kicked her, but she just stepped nimbly aside and stood there, looking at me like she just didn't know what to do with me anymore. "Oh dear," I said, sighing. "I didn't mean to yell at you. Come here, you silly hen." Millie bobbled her head up and down like she was considering the proposition before she hopped right into my lap, where she burrowed in and clucked softly as I ruffled her feathers. This was all she had wanted in the first place, to be my friend. It used to be that it was all I wanted, too. It used to be that Miss Millicent and even Jeannie the pig were some of my favorite people in the world. Back then, I didn't care a bit that a pig and a chicken hardly qualified as people at all. They were there for me when I was sad, or when something was funny, or when I just needed company, and that was what mattered. Even though Millie couldn't talk, it always felt like she understood everything I said. Sometimes it even almost seemed like she was talking to me, giving me her sensible, no-nonsense advice in a raspy cackle. "Don't you worry, dearie," she'd say. "There's no problem in this whole world that can't be fixed with a little spit and elbow grease." But lately, things hadn't been quite the same between me and my chicken. Lately, I had found myself becoming more impatient with her infuriating cackling, with the way she was always pecking and worrying after me. "I'm sorry, Miss Millicent," I said. "I know I haven't been myself lately. I promise I'll be back to normal soon." She fluffed her wings and puffed her chest out, and I looked around. At the dusty gray-green fields merging on the horizon with the almost matching gray-blue sky, and all of it stretching out so far into nothing that it seemed like it would be possible to travel and travel and travel, just set off in a straight line heading east or west, north or south, it didn't matter, and never get anywhere at all. "Sometimes I wonder if this is what the rest of life's going to be like," I said. "Gray fields and gray skies and buckets of slop. The world's a big place, Miss Millicent. Just look at that sky. So why does it feel so small from where we're sitting? I'll tell you one thing. If I ever get the chance to go somewhere else again, I'm going to stay there." I felt a bit ashamed of myself. I knew how I sounded. "Get yourself together and stop moping, little Miss Fancy," I responded to myself, now in my raspy, stern Miss Millicent voice, imagining that the words were coming out of her mouth instead of my own. "A prairie girl doesn't worry her pretty little head about places she'll never go and things she'll never see. A prairie girl worries about the here and now." This is what a place like this does to you. It makes you put words in the beaks of chickens. I sighed and shrugged anyway. Miss Millie didn't know there was anything else out there. She just knew her coop, her feed, and me. These days I envied her for that, because I was a girl, not a chicken, and I knew what was out there. Past the prairie, where I sat with my old chicken in my lap, there were oceans and more oceans. Beyond those were deserts and pyramids and jungles and mountains and glittering palaces. I had heard about all those places and all those things from newsreels and newspapers. And even if I was the only one who knew it, I'd seen with my own eyes that there were more directions to move in than just north and south and east and west, places more incredible than Paris and Los Angeles, more exotic than Kathmandu.